Hey guys, it's Shar. How are y'all? The topic that I really want to touch on today is success and how success is just an accumulation of all of your little habits throughout your life. Also, don't mind, I am missing a nail. I have to go see my nail tech. I've just been way too busy, but I don't want to hear any comments. I know I'm missing a nail. Today, I really wanted to talk about why you are closer to success than you think. A lot of the problem is that we get caught up in success being just this one big grand moment rather than an accumulation of small habits and action steps that you're actually doing to achieve your goals and get to quote unquote success, however you define it for yourself. The gap between us and the success that we want in our life, that gap could be closed more and more every day if you just stuck to the things that you said you wanted to do, and if you stuck to the things that actually get you closer to those goals rather than getting stuck in decision paralysis, a planning loop, and talking up your actions more than actually walking the walk and doing them. A lot of us really think that success is just like a huge dramatic celebration of you hitting a goal, which that is overall the end game and milestone within that success. You should always be striving for more. But we want to see success as just an accumulation of consistent action over time. If you know the equation for success, it's success equals focused action over time, which just means you're taking action, and over time you're going to hit your milestones or hit that level of success you've always been looking for and striving for in life. But it's not until you start doing the little things that'll actually get you to where you want to be. And that's where a lot of us fall short, and that's where a lot of us will not reach that level of success we're actually striving for, and then we'll start to reconsider our targets and make them goals that are quote unquote achievable for us. Instead of changing the way that we take action so that we can hit those goals that we're striving for, a lot of the times when we figure out, okay, I'm not doing what I need to be doing to hit those goals and actually succeed in the way that I want to succeed, we start to rethink our targets. We start to reconsider how much we can actually do, which ends up with us settling for a goal much smaller and quote unquote achievable for us, because we're not doing the things that we know will get us to that next level of success, that next milestone. The reason why is because a lot of the things that we have to do on a consistent basis are hard. And that's just the reality of things. To get to success, to get to that next level, that next milestone requires a new version of you that doesn't exist yet. And that means doing hard things to get to that next level, to get to your higher self. That's what separates winners and losers, quitters and strivers, whatever the saying is. But that's what sets the two groups apart. People who settle and don't go for their goals because they think it's quote unquote too big, versus the people who see their goals and just break them down into actionable steps and consistently do them over time, no matter how difficult they are. We get so caught up in the idea of the outcome and the celebration and the moment we hit that milestone, that goal, that number, that we forget to enjoy and take pride in the process and the journey that will get us there. At the end of the day, it's not actually hitting the goal or the milestone that makes us a new person. It's the journey, the difficulties we get through, overcoming all of those obstacles along the way, and understanding and overcoming our limits, pushing our boundaries to be a bigger and better person inside and out. Because when you change within, internally and in your mind, it is so visible. The external result of it is so visible that other people will also start to see your success, how much of a successful person you are, based on the tiny habits that you do every day and whether you can stick to them. Another thing about success is that a lot of people who are achievers will instantly go to that next milestone, instantly think about that next goal after just hitting a milestone or goal. I love that we're always progressing. That's great. But we also need to actually celebrate those wins along the way, or else we're just going to get caught up in the cycle of continuing to achieve our goals, but not actually reflecting on all of the work and the progress that it took to get there. It'll just start to feel like a never-ending cycle of not being successful or achieving any goals because you don't actually acknowledge the goals that you're achieving when you do. Once you've achieved that goal, you're already thinking about the next one, which is good, but also it's not ideal when you want to think about how far you've come and reflect on the rest of your journey. If you look back 6 months or a year ago, right now, you probably think maybe you haven't achieved as much as you wanted to. But in reality, if you do look back and actually break down all the things that you were able to do, there is a possibility that you have made progress. You just weren't able to see it because you were already thinking about that next thing. Another thing about success is that you are able to define your own success however you want to. In our society, I know that it's so easy to get caught up in social media and what other people are doing, how other people define their success. You really need to do a lot of reflecting and journaling and understanding what it is and how you define your own success. Not based on how other people are successful, but based on your own personal goals, your values, and how you want to live your life. Just because people are doing X, Y, and Z and making this much money, that doesn't mean you need to follow that same path. That doesn't equate to success. In a societal lens, yes, wealth equates to success, but a lot of the times people who take action, who bring value to this world will end up rich with money because they're contributing something to society. But that doesn't always equate to success. And I'm saying this as somebody who does consider income as my value and perception of success for myself, but that doesn't have to be yours. Another thing about success is that because we are striving for such big goals, there are some times where these goals seem so ambitious and they seem intimidating, but the thing that you have to remember is that these goals will be achieved by your daily habits. So you need to break them down into bite-sized habits and action steps that you can maintain over time. You need to be able to be consistent in these habits. You need to break down these goals into daily, weekly, monthly, and quarterly tasks or habits. You can start small, and as you go, you can continue to build off of these habits as they become more ingrained into your routine. I studied cognitive science, or it's like neuroscience, in college, so I'm gonna be a little bit nerdy with y'all right now. But basically, you have neural network or neural connections in your brain. Your brain loves rhythm. Your brain loves repetition. The more you do something, the stronger these neural networks or neural connections will be. It can even get to a point where your body just does these things automatically and on autopilot, which would be the best case scenario for good habits. We often see this easy ability to do things on autopilot when they're bad habits, but the more you do your good habits, the more you stay consistent over time, and the more you take focused action, the closer you're going to get to success, the closer you are to reaching your goals, and the more goals you can set onward, the higher your success can be. The last thing I want you guys to take from this video is to celebrate your small wins. As I said earlier, it's so easy to get caught up in our next goal. When you don't celebrate your small wins, you don't see the actual progress that you're making. And that keeps you in what is called the valley of disappointment. If you guys don't know the graph of latent potential, I'm gonna put it right here. And this graph basically maps out your progression over time. And if you don't know already, progression is exponential. It goes in this upward curve because your progress is always compounding. A lot of us expect for progress to be linear, but really it's exponential. And this time period between linear progress and exponential progress, there's something called the valley of disappointment, which is where a lot of people are in, and that's where a lot of people give up on their goals. This is the time where you don't really feel like you're making progress. You're putting in all of the efforts, you don't see any return for your time, your effort, your blood, sweat, and tears. And it's not until you get out of that valley of disappointment where you start seeing exponential progress, and you'll see progress so quick. It's like when you start going to the gym, you don't see progress until a couple months later when you look in the mirror like, damn, I did not notice how much muscle I put on. I did not notice how much weight or fat I lost until one day you just look at yourself and it clicks. For whatever reason, it just clicks and you finally see the progress that you've been making, even though it's been slowly accumulating. After that, it's just an exponential curve once you realize that you are now outside of that valley of disappointment. This is why it's so crucial to be consistent over time, even when things are hard, because when things are hard, that's when you're in the valley of disappointment. That's when you're not seeing results. That's when you're not motivated to do anything because you don't see that return. So keep going, get out of that valley of disappointment, and you will start seeing progress and you will start seeing success because of that. Anyways, that's all for this video. That's all I wanted to talk about. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Fight me if you want, or if you agree with me, let me know. I'd love to have conversations. If you want to talk to me one-on-one for whatever reason, I have consultations. We could talk about business. We could talk about personal growth. We could talk about anything. My consultation link is always in the description box down below. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok. I post daily on there. I always post free game. Everything is at Business by Shar. Don't forget to subscribe. A lot of you guys are not subscribed. I think it's like 92% of people are non-subscribers who watch my videos. So before you end this video, click the subscribe button, click the like button, leave a comment if you want to, and I'll see you in my next video.